Viral clip of Kamala Harris commenting on people who claim she's pandering to black people resurfaces.
Weren't your parents civil rights activists?
Yeah, they were. They were active. They were. I mean, they were. My mother was actually a breast cancer researcher, but they met when they were active in civil rights movement. Yeah, they. Maya and I, my sister, we joke we grew up surrounded by a bunch of adults who spent full time marching and shouting.
Yeah, and see, that's what bugs me out about the criticism you receive, because it's like your parents were civil rights activists. You were born in Oakland. Oakland's a black ass town.
Oh yeah.
You went to Howard University. So why do people say things like she's pandering to black people?
They don't know me. And I.
Yo, it seems like Charlamagne's fucking with Kamala, bro. Ain't gonna lie.
You know, listen, I think that also.
He had her on the Breakfast Club. I think this was recently, right?
You know, some folks have a limited vision of who we are as black people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on them. That's not on us.
What do you say to the people?
Better appreciation for the diaspora, for the diversity, for the beauty in the diversity of who we are as black people. So I'm not going to spend my time trying to educate people about.
Now, is there a video of Kamala Harris saying that she's not black? Because I know there's a lot of backlash going back and forth.
Who black people are.
And they're going to say that's one of them times you pandering to black people, but she's black.
No, but I'm black.
Yes.
And I'm proud of being black.
Okay, so she's saying she black now. I mean, shit. She better say she's black.
And I was born black. I will die black.
Okay.
And I'm proud of being black. And I'm not going to make any excuses for anybody because they don't understand. Better appreciation for the diaspora.
All right, so I don't see nothing, man. Somebody's going to have to send me that. But Kamala Harris says she's not black. Because I don't know why people been fucking bashing it. But she's clearly saying that she's black. You know what I mean? This is Kamala Harris speaking 5 years ago.
So we asked for audience submissions for questions, and one of the things we saw was people said, okay, she said she was a progressive prosecutor, but why be a prosecutor when the system is so biased against black people?
The question presents the answer. Why do it? It was a very conscious decision for me because I knew how biased and unfair the system can be. It was a very conscious decision for me that let's go inside also and not only be on the outside. Let's go inside so we can make the decisions. That was the very reason I chose to be a prosecutor. I was born knowing how this system works, right, and how unfair it is. And I said, look, I want to try and go in the inside where the decisions are being made and have an impact on that. And so I'm going to give you some examples of how that played out. When I was DA, there would be black mothers who would come to the front window of the office and would say to the receptionist, I want to talk to Kamala. I won't talk to anybody else but Kamala. And I would go and greet them and bring them back to my office. And they would sit in my office right next to me on the couch and cry and talk about how nobody had taken their pain of losing their son seriously. Nobody had understood that that baby, that child, maybe he was an adult, but that child had value. And that where was the investigation? Why wasn't anyone talking to her? Why wasn't anyone understanding that that child should not be thought of as a statistic? And it was about that mother's love of her child that was going unrecognized by a system. I will tell you examples of where I heard people talking about how they were going to prove a case, a gang case. This was early in my career when all these gang laws came into being. And I would say to them, wait, no. You're not going to be proving cases about who's in a gang or not based on how they dress, what neighborhood they live in, and what music they listen to. Because guess what?
I like that.
I got people who live in that neighborhood, dress that way, and I'm going to date myself. And I got a tape of that music in my car right now.
Okay. Okay, so listen, man, like, this is what we gotta look back at, because yo, listen, bro, we gotta be honest, man. Like, yo, we cannot be out here putting out false narratives, bro. And I ain't choosing no side. I don't care whether Kamala's the president. I don't give a fuck if Trump's the president. That shit doesn't help me in any type of way. If I had probably a bigger bag, maybe. Like, that shit doesn't really bother me in no type of way or form. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. So I gotta be honest. I think people are putting out false narratives because people are saying, well, Kamala Harris says that she's not black, that she's Indian, that she's this, that she's not that. But I don't find none of it online. You know what I mean? So I need to see the proof so I can sit here and say that's true. You know what I mean? We're going to look at the black and white at the end of the day. But it seems like, bro, she's saying it clearly right here. Like, yo, she's like clearly saying, like, yo, I'm from the hood. You know what I'm saying? People might look a certain way, but they might not be a certain way. You understand what I'm saying? Don't judge nobody by their looks. I fuck with that. She's saying she basically don't judge nobody by the music they listen to. I might have a tape of that in my car. You know what I mean? So it doesn't seem like, you know what I mean? Let's keep listening.
These are the things. These are just simple examples, and I have so many, of how when you're in the system, you can have some impact. Let me also say this. I did not have enough impact. Had I been able to be there longer,
I would have preferred for us to have Kamala Harris as a president instead of Sleepy Joe. I gotta be honest with you, man. Like, yo, Sleepy Joe, like, I don't even care. It's just that we don't even look safe, bro. Like, bro, we look like we're like, motherfuckers will be like, yo, hit him with a nuke. And Sleepy Joe is sleeping. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna see it. Like that type of shit. Like, it's not. Just don't feel safe, man. We need a president that's on his pivot. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that understands what the fuck is going on around them. Not somebody that's getting lost on the way inside the White House talking about which way should I go.
maybe. I will also say that we rightly understand, and that's why I did it in the first place. This system has not treated people fairly in terms of the way the policies have evolved, in terms of enforcement, in terms of definitions of justice. And black people in particular have suffered because of the inequities. So there's a lot to be done. And I credit in many ways the activism of folks, when I started, it was, many years ago, the activism of folks like the leaders of Black Lives Matters and so many others who have really had a profound impact. But there's a lot more to do.
And so you do understand, though. You understand for the young activists who are looking, you understand that skepticism. How are you going to heal that divide? Do you think you can reach out to them and get them to understand?
Well, I think the first thing is it's really important to me that people understand that I know how unfair the system is and has been. That's why I went into it. I've never been in a position of believing that the system is applied equally to all people, and that it needs reform. It needs reform. That's why I created one of the first in the nation initiatives, a reentry initiative focused on, in particular, young black and brown men who were arrested for drug sales and got them jobs and counseling. And when I created that initiative, people would say to me, why are you letting people out when you're supposed to be locking people up? I would go and talk to other DAs and they'd say, what is reentry? We've never heard of that. That's not what we do. So when I was there, we were able to push it, and there's been a lot of great progress since that has pushed it even further. And I applaud that progress. I want to be a part of that progress. That's why I have sponsored and been a part of legislation that is about everything from reducing sentences.
All right, so basically, man, we got to be honest, man. It seems like Kamala Harris has been supporting the black community and has been trying to do things for the better of the black community. And she even says that she made programs for people that were being arrested in these communities. So, yo, listen, bro, it seems like she's been for the black, bro. I gotta be honest with you, bro. People are trying to make this seem a little crazy. Like, yeah, I understand probably the bringing the Megan and the Stallion and all this might be looking a little different. But at the end of the day, it seems like Kamala Harris does listen to hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, she literally says she does in this interview right here. So we gotta be honest, man. We can't be out here putting out fake narratives because we don't like somebody, bro. Like, I ain't with that shit. I never been with that shit. You know what I mean? Like, if we gonna speak on somebody, we gonna hit them with the facts. You know what I mean? We gonna hit them with what's factual, with what we know is true, because we can't sit here and make narratives. Y'all find me a video of Kamala Harris saying that she's not black, and I'll watch that shit. I haven't been able to find it.